Got enough to drink there, bud? Thank you. Yes. Yes. I know. I'm trying to do a video here and you're kind of a loud drinker. Why don't you come back here? Since you're so famous, everybody in the world loves you. Why don't you lay down, okay? And you don't have to be sad about it. Rona, lay down. Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. What are you eating now? Hey guys, John Sifferman here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you an advanced level plank exercise that I call the ballistic plank. This is something I learned from Steve Cotter back in 2006. He was at a seminar teaching some bodyweight exercises and I picked this one up for him and I've enjoyed it ever since. Not something I do all the time, but it is something I've enjoyed putting into my routine, and maybe you would too. It's a phenomenal exercise for core strength, and like I said, it's an advanced level exercise. So this is not something that you beginner and early intermediate trainees should be attempting. My recommendation is to get very acquainted with and competent in the classic plank exercise, the elbow plank. I've got a very detailed tutorial video on how to perform the elbow plank and the side plank with optimal technique, so you can maximize the benefits you receive from it and minimize the chance of injury. And that's really important with the ballistic plank, that you already have that foundation of good technique, because if you don't, then your chance of injury is going to be a lot higher, because it is ballistic and you do sort of fall into a dead stop position and it's very sudden, and if you don't have the foundation of strength and conditioning already, just a higher likelihood that you're going to hurt yourself. Now, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you the exercise in stages so that you can gradually work up to it. A lot of people are not comfortable performing the full ballistic plank right from the get-go. They want to ease their way into it, and that's just smart training. It's not just to get you into your comfort zone. It's just a smart idea, because this is a very dynamic, I'd say near maximum effort exercise. Especially for you people who are a little bit, who have a larger frame or just a little bit more heavy set. The more weight you have, the more stress on your body with any bodyweight exercise. That's especially true with a very, you could say almost plyometric exercise. So this is the ballistic plank, and I'd recommend, at a bare minimum, before you even start attempting this, work up to a 3-minute elbow plank. And ideally, I'd even work up to a 5-minute elbow plank, where you can hold a plank with good technique for up to 5 minutes. And when you can do that, then that's when you know you can start working on this and feel confident. As long as you know you don't have any, or you're not aware of any aches and pains that you might have, that's when you can be confident that you can work up to this and it'd be relatively safe. So I'm going to teach this in a few different stages. The first stage, or kind of the first series, is going to be on the hand. So you have your classic elbow plank, right, where you're on your forearms here, and then you have your push-up position plank. The push-up position plank with the ballistic plank is a little bit easier, so we're going to start with that. And so what you're going to do is, from a kneeling position, a tall kneeling position with your hips extended, you're just going to put your hands out and then fall forward and catch yourself into this plank position with your knees still on the ground. You should, if you need to, you can absorb yourself with a little bit of elbow bend and shoulder rotation, where your shoulder's kind of like a push-up position. You're basically catching yourself into a knee push-up position, like so. This would be the beginner level variation. Again, there's not much movement here. It's just kind of a quick fall. It might seem simpler than it really is, and so you want to be thinking about all those components that go into good technique. Okay, so first of all, good absorption, good body weight absorption, good posture, so you're not deviating your spine. Good hip activation. You want to be and core recruitment, or I'm saying it backwards. Core activation and hip recruitment. You want to make sure that everything is tight, that you're catching yourself in this plank position. And again, refer back to my plank exercise tutorial video to get all the nitty-gritty details on what an optimal plank really is, instead of just a proper plank, something that looks like a plank and isn't really a plank. So once you've gotten comfortable with the ballistic push-up plank from the knees, like so, you can do it from a, I guess you would call this a deep knee bend. It's called a lot of different things. Basically, you're just going to be propelling yourself forward a little bit now, and landing in the same position, so like so. And it's going to be just like that. I'll demonstrate one more time. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging because you're getting a little bit more height. You're kind of bounding or leaping, like so, and then just immediately resume that plank position. And then you can go to standing, or you could go, well, even you could go to a low squat and start from here. Be a little bit more challenging, but what I planned today, until I realized you can do it from a low squat, is that you can go from standing as well. So you just reach your hands out like that. Ideally, you exhale while you do it, so you don't grunt like I just did. So just like so. Catch yourself in the plank. Like so. You use as much elbow bend as you need to absorb your weight. So that would be 4 levels: the kneeling, the deep knee bend, a low squat, or a mid squat, I guess you could say, and then standing. So from here, once you're comfortable with the ballistic plank into push-up position, you can start working on the elbow plank. This is going to be considerably more difficult, and there's going to be some fear reactivity because you're going to be afraid of that loud smack noise, like so. It's because you're not able to absorb your weight with the push-up, with the elbows bending. It's just going to be smack, and you're going to be immediately put into that tight contraction. That's why the exhale is so important. So same progression as before. I don't know why I'm standing up. Same progression as before. You start from kneeling, elbows up. You can start here, and you check in with your technique. Shoulders packed down, good posture, core activated, hips tucked underneath, all the same components of the regular plank, and then you just allow yourself to fall forward like that with an exhale. Everything's tight, shoulders packed, good posture, hips tucked, core tight, etc. And with the exhale. So that's from kneeling. You can do the same thing, just like before, from the deep knee bend. And there will be a little bit of shock absorption at the elbows, but the goal is to just get into that plank position immediately and minimize shock absorption. It's kind of like a strike when it happens with the floor. You can do the same thing from a deep squat, like so. And then the grand finale is the from standing. And you know, there will be a lot of fear reactivity if you try to start this on day 1, but it's okay. I'll show you one more time from a different angle. So that's the ballistic plank. Great exercise, something you might enjoy putting into your routine. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. I'll be happy to help. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it, please share it, please favorite it. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I love doing it, and I plan to keep doing it as often as I can. So I'm Sifferman from physicalliving.com.